Hello everyone. Today we are going to do non-conventional sources of energy. Let us look at the syllabus. Under non-conventional sources, for the Icse we will look at solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy and biogas, focusing on location and advantages. Non-conventional resources. At present, demand for energy is in the domestic sector, agricultural sector, industrial sector and transport sector, and this is increasing at a rapid rate. The main sources of energy in our country are fossil fuels, which is coal, petroleum and natural gas. But we all know that fossil fuels are limited, likely to be exhausted at the present rate of consumption. Therefore, there is a need for non-conventional energy resources. So, what are the advantages of non-conventional energy resources? The advantages of non-conventional energy resources are that the sources of energy are abundant, they are renewable, they are pollution-free and eco-friendly. I repeat, abundant, renewable, pollution-free and eco-friendly. Solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy and biogas are some forms of non-conventional sources of energy. For the Icse, we focus on solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy and biogas. So from where do we get this solar energy? Solar energy is received from the sun. The sun is an inexhaustible source of energy. The earth receives solar energy in the form of heat and light throughout the year. The harnessing of solar energy and its conversion into energy form of our choice and convenience is a recent phenomenon. So how is this solar energy harnessed? One way is through solar photovoltaic cells. The solar photovoltaic cells can directly convert solar energy into electricity, and it is made up of semiconducting material like silicon. A set of solar cells with rechargeable batteries is called a solar panel or solar electric power generator. These are widely used for community lighting, pumping water, irrigation, railway signals, rural telephone system and other purposes. I repeat, what does solar photovoltaic cell do? Convert solar energy into electricity. What is a set of solar cells with rechargeable batteries called? It is called a solar panel or a solar electric power generator. Solar energy also works with solar thermal appliances. The solar energy falling on the Earth's surface is highly scattered. Thus, we need devices which can collect the scattered energy and converge it into a small area. The solar collectors are used in solar cookers and solar water heaters. Solar cookers can be used for drying green vegetables, fruits, and is also known as a solar dryer. Solar power plants. So what are solar power plants? If a large concave reflector is used, then a large quantity of sunlight is concentrated at a point called a focus. The focus can attain a very high temperature. Large concave reflectors are used in solar furnaces in solar power plants. The picture below is showing solar panels converting energy into electricity. The picture on the right side is a solar furnace. Advantages of solar energy. Clean form of energy, pollution free, inexhaustible. Renewable, solar energy is renewable, eco-friendly, prevents global warming, low maintenance, saves money. So these are the advantages of solar energy. Disadvantages or limitations of solar energy. A large area of land is required for collection and concentrations. Intensity of solar radiation varies, thus it is not reliable and a constant source of energy. Solar devices such as panels and photovoltaic cells are very expensive. Let us take a look at the uses of solar energy in India. India, being a tropical country, receives abundant sunshine for about 250 to 300 days in a year. India has developed several devices such as solar cookers, solar lanterns, solar heaters, solar photovoltaic cells, power generation solar pumps, and desalination plants. In fact, India has the largest solar cooker program. This is the Bhadla Park in the Rajasthan desert. Rajasthan has earned the distinction of being the biggest solar powerhouse, which can generate electricity between 700 to 2100 gigawatts of electricity. Wind energy. The velocity of wind is generally high in coastal areas and also on the hills. This force of energy can be converted into mechanical and electrical energy on a large scale. Windmills are used to harness wind power. A windmill is a device which can change wind energy into mechanical energy. In the past, windmills were used to grind wheat and to pump water. Wind energy is used to run wind turbines that generate electricity. What is a wind farm? The installation of a large number of windmills over a given area is called a wind farm. I repeat, the installation of a large number of windmills over a given area is called a wind farm. Installing windmill is only at the initial stage. Once power generation starts, wind farms can provide power for 20 years absolutely free of cost as there is no reoccurring cost on fuel. Let us look at the advantages of wind energy. Does not need any raw material, does not produce any waste, it is renewable and eco-friendly. What are the disadvantages or limitations of wind energy? Depends totally on the velocity of wind. Therefore, wind farms can only be placed or situated near the coast or where there is a great velocity of wind, constant great velocity of wind. Wind energy therefore is not available at all places, requires large area for installation of windmills. We come to the third energy, nuclear energy. Some heavy elements like uranium and thorium emit radioactive rays such as alpha, beta and gamma. This phenomenon is called radioactivity. The process of nuclear fission can generate nuclear energy. So what can generate nuclear energy? Process of nuclear fission. What are the elements used? Uranium and thorium. A nuclear power plant is set up to produce power, that is electricity from the energy of the nuclear fission. The plant has nuclear reactors or atomic reactors. In the reactors, energy is released in the form of heat, which is used to convert water into steam, which runs turbines to produce electricity. This is how electricity is produced through nuclear energy. So I repeat, to produce power, which is electricity, we take the energy of the nuclear fission. Plant has nuclear reactors. In the reactor, energy is released in the form of heat. That heat is used to convert water into steam. That water or steam runs the turbines and the turbines in turn produce electricity. Take a look at the diagram given below. It explains this phenomena. We can see the reactor control, the reactor core. From the reactor core, you can see a pump where steam is generated. That steam in turn goes towards the turbines, and the turbines in turn go towards the generator and produces electricity. So turbines turn. In the process of the turbines turning, by this heat produced by the steam, electricity is produced. Radioactive elements are used as nuclear fuels in nuclear reactors. So what are the two radioactive elements which we saw in the first slide? Uranium and thorium. So these are the nuclear fuels. And through the process of fusion, we get heat. Very strong and thick concrete walls is constructed around the nuclear reactors to absorb high energy harmful radiation, which are produced during nuclear fission reactions. In what way is nuclear energy emerging as an alternative source of commercial energy? It has the potential to replace fossil fuels, creates no pollution of air, water or soil. The available resources are almost inexhaustible. The limitations of nuclear energy. Any lapse in safety measure can cause devastation. Even a small lapse can cause harm of serious nature to animals, humans and plants for a long period of time. The main disadvantage being radioactivity as well as radioactive waste. India has rich deposits of radioactive elements, namely uranium and thorium, in the monazite sands of Kerala. The use of thorium for producing nuclear energy has made India self-reliant in nuclear fuels. The nuclear program in India. The nuclear program started with the setting up of Atomic Energy Establishment in 1950. The Indian nuclear power program began with commissioning of two nuclear reactors at Tarapur near Mumbai Atomic Power Station in October 1969. These are the following nuclear power stations in India: Rawabhat in Rajasthan, Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Naroda in Uttar Pradesh, Kakrapar in Gujarat, Kaika, Karnataka, Jetapur, Maharashtra, and Kundakulam, Tamil Nadu. The picture you see at the side is Kundakulam Power Station. India is the only developing country that has the capacity to design, build, operate and maintain nuclear power plant, manufacture all associate equipment and components, and produce nuclear fuel and special materials. We come to the last of non-conventional sources of energy, and that is biogas. Animal and plant material which can be converted into energy is called biomass. This biomass can be converted into biogas, which is a mixture of gases produced when microorganisms decompose. Biomass in the presence of water but in the absence of air. Biogas is a mixture of methane 56%, carbon dioxide 40% and a small amount of gases. Biogas is a good cooking fuel and can be used in lighting homes and streets, pumping water for irrigation, running flour mills and other rural industries. Biogas can replace diesel for generations of motive power and electricity. The leftover slurry is used as manure. Another name for biogas is called gobar gas because cow dung is the major organic waste used. So what are the advantages of biogas? It is cheap and a renewable source of energy. It is a clean fuel as it does not produce smoke and ash. It can decompose of large amounts of rural waste and thus is eco-friendly. The Department of Non-Conventional Energy Sources launched a program in 1981 in which biogas plants are installed all over the country. Udaipur and Samastipur have training centers for biogas production. We come to the end of this segment of non-conventional sources of energy. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Just before I end, a recap. Most of the advantages for all four would be cheap, eco-friendly and renewable. Thank you.